We're on a pretty strict timer here, so good evening, everybody, and welcome to the live pitch event for Startup Challenge. Thank you so much for joining us in person here at Cowork Studios. And we are also streaming live tonight. So we have a bunch of people live watching us through YouTube. So welcome to all of you as well, and thank you for joining us. My name is Nicole Reed. I'm the General Manager for Community Futures South Fraser. And I just wanted to start out this evening by acknowledging that we are gathered here today on the lands of the Stalo people, meaning people of the river, and so grateful that we're able to use these lands to be able to share our entrepreneurial journeys with everybody tonight. So again, welcome to the Startup Challenge. We are the Community Futures South Fraser and Stalo Community Futures provides business advisory services and lending to small businesses in the South Fraser and Stalo region. So for any of those entrepreneurs out there that are looking for funds that aren't going to be able to access them through the banks, we like to support them. We're able to support them. And we also do business advisory sessions, so one-on-one sessions to help them launch, grow, and expand, or even plan succession for their businesses. Nikki and I were talking a little bit earlier because Startup Challenge, we're kind of feeling a little emotional about it. And this isn't really something that I normally feel. So my husband's like, what is wrong with you? This is not normal at all. But it was a little fever dream that I had probably about 6 months ago. And we thought we need to support our entrepreneurial community. We need to support the community of Chilliwack and Abbotsford. And we need to do that by building our entrepreneurial ecosystem here in this region. So with that came the opportunity to provide training through our weekly business lab to 15 entrepreneurs in the Fraser Valley. And over the past 3 months, they've been going through their own little fever dream of our business labs and their startup journey. So congratulations to all of our 15 entrepreneurs that have made it to the finish here tonight. And all of them are with us this evening, I think minus one. And tonight you're going to hear the top 7 finalists speaking to you about their project and their business. The other thing that we did when we realized Startup Challenge was a thing was we created Mentor Lab. And Mentor Lab was a group of 27 local business leaders that we brought in, provided training, and really helped to support the entrepreneurs within the community. So our local mentors have been working with our local entrepreneurs to support them in their entrepreneurship journey. We do have some of our local mentors here, so thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I think without further ado, I can introduce you to Sarah, who is our host this evening. So Sarah is the retail sales manager for 89.5 JR Country, and she loves working with new businesses and helping them shape their brand and their marketing message. She's lived in Chilliwack her whole life, and her and her husband are raising their 3 beautiful daughters here in the community that she knows and loves. Please help me welcome our MC tonight, Sarah.
No, I got one. I know. I get to bring my own mic with me, so thank you to Nicole and Nikki and the entire team for letting me live out my Britney Spears fantasies tonight. Yeah, so thank you for that. I'm going to take this off my picture because it's not about me tonight. I'm going to quickly introduce you to our esteemed panel of judges. So they are the ones that will be listening to all of the pitches tonight and then ultimately deciding a winner. I believe everyone has a packet in front of them that also has all of the judges' bios, and it also outlines all of the great prizes that both the grand prize winner and also the People's Choice winner can win. But this is our judging panel here. So at the end, we've got Rocio Zielinski joining us from Stalo Community Futures. And sitting beside her, we have Danielle Beausoleil, who is a local realtor. And beside her is Kirk Zamen. I don't know why I said like he's my husband. He's the managing partner at Next Level Financial, and beside him is John Thomas. Oh, John, you had a long. Here we go. Director at the Esposito Family Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. I had to write it down because that's a long one. And then, of course, on the end, we have Nettie Tam, who's the Business Development Manager at SEPCO. And Nicole's sitting at the end. She likes to say she's not a judge, but she is. That's right. She's a judge and judgy. So this is a quick little overview about our sponsors. You're going to hear more about them throughout the night, so I will not take up too much more of your time. And now on to the Startup Challenge. So what this is going to look like, you see a timer up there. It says 5 minutes. Each of our entrepreneurs is going to have 5 minutes on the stage, and it is a hard stop. So I have this, because that's what they're going to hear when their 5 minutes is up. So you can see the counters all over the room, and they have to follow that. So if they get to 5 minutes and they are still talking, too bad. After they are done their pitch, then they will have 5 minutes for the judges to ask them any questions. And again, we will hear that bell, and then that's it. We're going to move on to the next entrepreneur. So we're going to get through 7 pitches tonight. So if you want to do the math in your head, that's 35 minutes for pitches and 35 minutes for questions. And then we're going to have a 30-minute break after that, where the judges are going to go deliberate and come back and announce a winner. And during that time, don't worry, we'll ply you with food and drink in the lobby. So make sure you join us out there. Thanks to Fresh Impressions Catering for having some hot appies and some drinks for us out there. So, are we ready to roll? Yes. People's Choice. Don't forget to vote for the People's Choice. That ballot is in your packet that you have. That's right. Voting for the People's Choice Award is your ticket to delicious food and drink. So you cannot leave this room until you have handed in your ballot to Nikki at the back. So Nikki, wave your hand. Right. She will be here, but you cannot leave until you hand in your People's Choice ballot. And so what that is you guys actually get to pick who you think should win, and then we have a prize that is for the People's Choice winner. So it's very important. Your vote counts and your voice matters. And also, if you want food or drink, you got to fill it out. So, okay. So without further ado, we are ready to roll, and we are going to have Ishwak join us onto the stage. So please welcome him.
Hello everyone, it's nice to have you all here. My name is Ishwak Sharda and I'm the co-founder of Tiffinarka. Tiffinarka is a logistics software platform that is designed for tiffin providers. A Tiffinarka will able to provide these tiffin providers a system that's able to track their subscriptions, orders, and their performances, will allow their customers to make purchase on their platforms through credit card, debit card, e-transfer, or even Apple Pay. And next, it also gives an app that allows their delivery guys to follow and optimize routing, so reduce their costs. And lastly, it will give their customers an application through which they can see the marketplace and also make the purchases. Why did we make Tiffinarka? So our goal is to empower these tiffin providers so that they can worry less about the logistics and the management of their meals and their deliveries, and just focus on getting high quality meals. And that also means that they can increase their customer base and therefore increase their revenue as well. So who are these tiffins? And who are these tiffin providers? A tiffin is an Asian version of bento box. So this bento box where you have a meal that consists in rice, you have curries, and sometimes even bread. And these meals will be delivered and also sold by these vendors called tiffin providers, who sell these meals in a price range between $200 to $400. And this is pretty convenient for people who have a busy lifestyles, such as professionals and students. Next, the main problem that we are trying to solve is the logistical one. We know that these tiffin providers don't have a platform, don't have a software that they can use to manage their logistics, which makes their life way harder. we know personally one of the tiffin providers who had shut down their services just because the customer base became so big that they were not able to manage the orders, and therefore they failed. And that's one of the reasons why we thought if they had this platform, they would be able to scale easily and efficiently. So for the launch, we have been working on Tiffin Arca for the last 8 months. We have an MVP that goes beyond just a platform. We have a fully functional software. Our initial pilot market is going to be Abbotsford with more than 20 Tiffin providers. And for our pricing plan, we will be taking 20% from the tiffin providers and 5% from the customers as a service fee for our product, and with an average tiffin that can range around $250 per month. Nextly, we want to target around 5 to 6 tiffin providers in Abbotsford, which is going to bring around 500 customers. From those 500 customers, we will be able to have a net profit of estimated $18,000. Nextly, the money. Tiffin provider has the potential to grow to the entire Canada by starting just from Abbotsford. And most of our cost will go in the technical implementation. And that will include, for example, the software that we are using, the servers, the databases, and also the third-party packages that are provided by the other vendors. Nextly, the remaining cost is going to be the legal one. And by the legal, I mean we need legal entities that are going to help us draft the first agreements with these different providers so that we can have a clear terms and conditions with them, and also being transparent with all the services and the requirements that they need to provide. And lastly, we will use those fundings also to understand how to be legal in Canada and follow all the regulations. And this was Tiffin Provider, Tiffin Arca. Thank you very much.
My question is, in terms of the providers for the food, I would like you to expand a little more how you're going to seek those providers.
Sure. First of all, we are a logistical software that's going to be used by the tiffin providers. And these tiffin providers are already established with proper licensing, and most of them are actually restaurants. So therefore, going through this way of having these services which are fully licensed, you can make sure that you are actually compliant with all the requirements that the BC government, but the entire Canada needs from these services.
Thank you.
So can you tell us a little bit more about the logistical aspects? So who does the food delivery and how are they connected to your company?
Sure. So what's going to happen is that initially, we're going to use these tiffin providers drivers, because I have personally used these tiffin providers, and they have maybe 2 to 3 drivers who actually deliver every day, and therefore we're just going to launch the platform for them so that their drivers can use it as well. But in the future, we want to have our own network, and one of the reasons for having our own network of drivers is because we can make the entire system more efficient and therefore reduce cost for the tiffin providers who don't need to worry about their drivers, but also for us, because we can make algorithms for proper routing so that the cost is minimal. Thank you.
So you said that the tiffin providers are going to be restaurants. So is it similar to Skip or DoorDash, or what differentiates your service from that type of service?
The main difference here is that a meal, which is around $250, is way cheaper than what you can get, for example, from services provided by DoorDash. The second thing is that our logistics software is mainly focused for these services, while Uber and Skip the Dishes are more general into the restaurant. And by that, I mean that some of these tiffin providers have custom requirements that maybe Uber or Skip the Dishes are not able to fulfill. I know personally that some of them allow their customers to choose what meals they want a week ahead, and therefore that's a software that's specific to their needs. And that's what Tiffin Arca is mainly into.
just your price on there. So you mentioned it was 20% of the
Yes.
bill and then 5% for something else.
For the customer.
So I guess my question is, how does that compete with your competition? And how do you scale that as you grow to remain competitive?
So one of the reasons why we chose like that exact value, 20%, is because first of all, Uber has a higher percentage than what we have. Secondly, we have that 5% for the customer, which means that that's also way less than what a normal customer would pay as a service fee from Uber or Skip the Dishes. Secondly, the way to expand is just to reach more tiffin providers. Right now, we're going to start with 20 tiffin providers only in Abbotsford. But then you can expand to Surrey, which has way more tiffin providers, around 50 of them. And then and then you can go to Vancouver, and then Alberta, and so on. You can expand in the entire BC. What we have here is just a software, and this software can be scaled to as many customers as we need.
What does success look like for this business in the next year?
That's a really nice question. And our vision for Tiffinarca is to just not stay in Canada. Of course, we want to dominate the entire market in Canada and reach all the tiffin providers who belong in Canada. But these tiffin providers are also in US. There are a lot in UK, but also in Europe. And therefore, once we succeed in Canada, we can slowly start expanding in the US and after Europe and UK as well.
Seems like there's time for one more question. So can you tell us a little bit about your market research? You talk about tiffin providers, and you also use the term restaurants or vendors with licenses. How many of each have you spoken to, and how many of them have expressed an interest in joining your platform?
For sure. So one of the tiffin providers, the first one that we talked to, was the one that actually failed. Because I was personally taking this tiffin provider, and they were really good. So I was kind of shocked that within 2 months, like I stopped having this service. And when I found out that they had this logistical issue, that's one of the reasons we came in January that, okay, this is a software that might be important. The second thing is, sorry, can you repeat the last part again?
So you use the terms restaurant, vendors with licenses,
yes,
and tiffin providers. How many of each have you spoken to?
I have spoken to 2 more. Thank you very much.
I didn't realize how hard that would be. Thank you so much, Ishwak. Guys, it's really hard. So just a quick sponsor mention here, the University of Fraser Valley, specifically the Esposito Family Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. They're a program that supports the next generation of business leaders in our community through hands-on learning, mentorship, and community partnerships. UFV's program empowers students and aspiring entrepreneurs to turn innovative ideas into viable businesses. With a commitment to fostering local talent and sustainable growth, UFV's Innovation and Entrepreneurship Program is dedicated to building a thriving entrepreneurial ecosystem in Chilliwack and the Fraser Valley. So after I read a little bit about the sponsor mention, we also have some advice from the sponsor or the mentor that was involved in it. So this is from John. His advice to our local entrepreneurs is to be a problem solver. For entrepreneurial success, you can focus on these points. What problem are you solving? Who is facing this problem? Are they willing to pay for your solution? Is it a large and growing market? And how is your solution better than that of the competitors? It was excellent advice, John. Thanks. Okay, so next up to the stage, we're going to welcome Aaron of Postcard Coffee.
Hello, everyone. I'm Erin. I'm excited to introduce my business to all of you. So Postcard Coffee is a mobile cafe housed in a retired postal truck. Our purpose is to cultivate community and connection while delivering delicious handcrafted beverages. So this is a photo of the truck here. She is playfully called Gertie. Our menu draws inspiration from the Fraser Valley and from our truck's history of delivering mail. One of Postcard Coffee's values is to support other small and local businesses. We do this through, losing myself here. We do this through community partnerships such as using locally roasted coffee and matcha sourced by a local cafe. We will also have a rotating selection of retail items from makers and artisans, and will partner with the business owners to share about our respective businesses. Postcard Coffee fosters collaboration by inviting our community to send a note about a business that they would like to see featured in the truck. In terms of financials, the initial startup investment needed for Postcard Coffee is roughly $35,000. I have invested $24,500 so far. This money has gone to the purchasing of the truck, the necessary coffee equipment, and then branding and marketing materials. Approximately $10,500 is needed to complete setup and begin operating. So business launch and projected timeline. I am currently working full-time at a downtown business improvement association and have made many connections with other small business owners through my career there thus far. For the first year of business, my plan is to work on weekends and at events while maintaining my full-time job. This approach will allow me to build brand recognition, foster connections, and ensure a steady income source as I grow my business. My planned service locations for 2025 include Mill Lake Park, which has food truck spots facilitated through the city of Abbotsford, pop-up locations in downtown Abbotsford to partner with retail stores, and street festivals such as Berryfest and the Winter Jubilee. Winning the prize money would assist me with finishing the plumbing and electrical install in my truck so that I can begin operating. I'm currently allocating a percentage of my monthly income into business savings to complete my startup. My business marketing channels include social media, cross-channel promotion through small business partnerships, events, and printed loyalty cards. Opportunities for growth will come through continuing my education with trainings and workshops, especially some through my community futures, securing additional partnerships and pop-up locations, and a willingness to pivot to meet consumer needs. This has been a passion project of mine for quite a while. I have always had an entrepreneurial spirit, and I also just really value community and connection. So a coffee truck seems like the perfect fit for me to be able to serve my community, and I really appreciate your time and attention.
Thank you, Erin. How do you see this business growing in, say, 2 and 5 years?
Yeah, that's a great question. In 2 years, I would love to be a permanent fixture at Mill Lake Park during their season that they have food trucks there. I often walk there myself, and I'm craving a warm beverage as I'm there. In 5 years' time, I would love to have a small team of people that I am overseeing and just really instill the values of a small town coffee truck, of connection and excellent handcrafted beverages. So I definitely see growth in the future, whether that comes to more locations for my truck and then bringing on a team as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could you tell us a little bit more about your market research?
Yeah, so in terms of my community in Abbotsford, there aren't really any coffee trucks, but Chilliwack is booming with them. So I do know a couple of the owners of the trucks there and have some good relationships. I really value collaboration over competition. So it's been great to chat with them about how their business is doing. So I've done market research with that.
Similar vein, but as competition grows, like you mentioned, there is lots of places booming with coffee trucks. How are you different than the rest of them?
Yeah, so for one, with Gertie, my truck being an old US postal truck, and Postcard Coffee really tying into the theme there of postal service, mail service, and then the Fraser Valley. We also would bring in local ingredients and partner with local businesses as well. So an example would be Cafe Amardi. They just opened their own matcha sourcing company called Mail Matcha, so that would be a great partnership opportunity.
As far as, I think I asked you this before, but I'm still a little bit unclear. So your market research was conducted essentially in Chilliwack and Abbotsford.
Yes.
And your goal would be to start up in Mill Lake initially. So what are the costs as far as licensing, parking? What does that look like permit-wise?
Yeah, I'll actually go back a few slides. So for Mill Lake, that's facilitated through the city of Abbotsford. So they charge a one-time $100 parks and recreation fee for the full season, which is roughly May, June to October. And then they have an external food truck organizer who filters through the trucks, and then they would take a percentage of the revenue, so typically 5% to 15%. And then for just operating, I would have all of my fire permit approvals, Fraser Health approval, and the tech safety as well. And then for downtown Abbotsford, it would be a highway use permit, which again is through the city of Abbotsford. So that's $110. And basically they just want to make sure that you're protecting the streets wherever you're parked and that you have any permits that are necessary. So that would be if I were to park in front of a retail store in downtown Abbotsford. And then street festivals, they will ask for Fraser Health approvals, insurance, and business license.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What drives your passion to want to do this?
Oh, I love that question. I have always wanted my own community growing up. And so being able to foster that for myself just feels very empowering and inclusive. And I know how much just a simple cup of coffee from a cafe means to me when they know who I am, they check in and ask me how my day is going. And so I would like to be able to offer that to other people.
You mentioned building a team, so tell us your plans for that. Why would people come work for you in your coffee truck?
Yeah. So when I told my friends about wanting to launch my coffee truck, I was working at a local cafe at the time, and I had a couple people say that they were interested in working with me, and I think it's because I offer just an inclusive, fun work atmosphere and don't take myself too seriously. And then also the values of really emphasizing quality coffee, quality drinks, and then that connection with each customer. It's not just here's your coffee and next person. It's really connecting and growing those relationships.
Erin, in terms of your budget, what is your break-even point?
Yeah, so I did a rough calculation of expenses and revenue. And so for the first year, just expecting to start up, gain the clientele, establish myself. And then ideally, I would be working full-time with my coffee truck. So estimated monthly income operating 25 days out of the month, selling approximately 60 cups a day, average $5 a cup, can go up, can go down from there. It would be roughly $7,500 monthly revenue. And then my expenses are calculated at $4,500. So that would include supplies, fuel, utilities, permits, miscellaneous items. So estimated monthly net profit is $3,000, and I calculated my viability at roughly 11.7 months.
Just to add on to that, will you be paying yourself as part of your expenses in terms of your budget?
Yeah, so I would start to pay myself once I've reached that viability.
Well, if you have time, how do you deal with seasonality, weather? What pivots do you do to?
Yes, luckily I'm someone who loves rain, so I will find a way to make it still have cozy offerings to bring people in the rain. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
If everyone could just do that and finish right before 5 minutes so I don't have to like ding them. Yes. Perfect. Thank you so much, Erin. One more sponsor mention for you, Danielle Beausoleil, this lovely lady sitting in the front seat in the front row here. Danielle is a local realtor committed to supporting local entrepreneurs and the growth of small businesses in our community. With deep roots in Chilliwack, Danielle brings her real estate expertise and community-minded approach to help people find not just properties, but places to live their dreams. Known for her personalized service and strong local market knowledge, Danielle is dedicated to making home ownership and real estate investments accessible and meaningful for residents. And Danielle's advice to entrepreneurs is, entrepreneurship is a journey of resilience and adaptability. Focus on solving real problems with a clear vision, but remain flexible enough to pivot when needed. Surround yourself with people who challenge and support you, and never underestimate the power of consistency and learning from failure. That is excellent advice. Almost like you've been through it. So please join me in welcoming our next entrepreneur to the stage, Sunny Jewell.
Okay. Tallow and Honey Skincare. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sunny Jewell Jones, and I'm the owner and creator of Tallow and Honey, a skincare line dedicated to creating organic, natural skincare products that are packed full of vitamins A, D, E, and K with grass-fed and finished tallow and raw, organic, natural honey. My own struggle with severe acne and eczema led me down this road around 19, where I found relief for my skin problems through creating my own tallow and honey-based products. In today's skincare industry, we face a huge lack of transparency. The average woman applies over 500 chemicals to her face daily just through simple washing and moisturizing, and that is before we even take a second to think about all the products we put on our face for makeup. How many chemicals are in those? Many of these chemicals are linked to hormonal disruptions and allergies, as well as long-term health risks. These chemicals are also going to unbalance the endocrine system, which is responsible for creating and releasing all of your hormones. Many of these products offer quick fixes, but no true solution, which can leave consumers frustrated and vulnerable, also leading them to trust brands that prioritize profit over health. No need to fret, though. That is where Tallow and Honey steps in. We have clear and precise ingredient labels that show exactly what are in our products. We designed all of our products to repair and rejuvenate your skin's natural barrier. We are actively working to ensure all of our 13 products comply with Canadian labeling standards, and we take great pride in our ethical sourcing, commitment to quality, and our customer trust. With our skin being one of our biggest organs, Tallow and Honey products are crafted not only to repair and rejuvenate, but to empower you to feel good about what you're putting on your skin. At Tallow and Honey, we believe that effective skincare shouldn't come with a hefty price tag, and our products are crafted from high-quality natural ingredients, ensuring that you receive the best care for your skin without breaking the bank. How do we get our prices? Tallow and Honey has carefully chosen our pricing by calculating production costs, including raw materials and labor, as well as any unexpected expenses, while ensuring a profit margin that reflects the top quality of our organic ingredients. And we also did extensive research with our competing companies, and after doing that, we kind of priced our products a little bit lower to stay competitive, but also emphasize that we're still a high-quality product that is affordable to everybody. Our current revenue is actually quite impressive. We've generated around $20,520, and that's leaving us with profits around $11,000. This demonstrates lots of opportunity for Tallow and Honey's financial growth. The market for natural skincare is rapidly growing. Consumers are increasingly seeking products free from harsh chemicals, with one survey indicating that 66% of consumers prefer natural ingredients opposed to conventional skincare ingredients. And the global natural skincare products market grew from $17 billion in 2022 to $19 billion in 2023. And according to Statista Research, it's going to grow to $22 billion by 2024, while the natural cosmetic industry is projected to take in $48 billion by 2025, which leads a tremendous opportunity for brands like Tallow and Honey. So now you're probably wondering, okay, cool. Why choose Tallow and Honey? Well, our brand stands for integrity, sustainability, and real results. When you purchase from Tallow and Honey, you're not just buying a product, you are buying from someone that believes in health, sustainability, and authenticity. And in a market where we are constantly competing with major brands, what sets us apart and how we compete by focusing on quality is our grass-fed, double-rendered tallow, which mimics the skin's natural oil production, and also does not smell like beef. I know that doesn't seem super crazy, but it's a huge selling point to everybody, I swear to God. What could $5,000 do for us? Honestly, a lot. We're looking into paid advertising. That would help us reach our, our projection of increasing our revenue by 100% in the next 6 months. In conclusion, I really want to thank everybody for all of it. Oh my God. Sorry, guys, about the clicker and everything. I'm really nervous and I'm sweating bullets up here. Questions, please.
Yeah, so you said you have $20,000 revenue and $11,000 profit?
Yes, so my startup was around $5,400, and my cost to make everything and jar it and package it is around 35. It all totaled around $9,000. So I subtracted that, and then my other profit, I've put $5,000 away for taxes at the end of the year and everything else, and the rest I've been living off of. But I've had $11,000 in profit over the last 6 months, which I think is great. Any other questions?
So you said that these are all handmade products. So
Yes.
What does that look like? How are you packaging them and getting these natural ingredients into said packages?
Okay, so it's quite the process. I find now I'm actually making products more than I'm able to promote them and go to markets because my store it's such a high demand. It's a long process. It's me in my kitchen, making sure everything's clean. I've had Health Canada come in and make sure that I'm allowed to make everything in there, so that's cool. And it's an all-day thing. I have a whole production table, an assembly line of jars, labels, products. They all get melted down onto the stove, and then they all kind of start to solidify. I whip them with a kitchen mixer, package them into the sterilized jars, label them, send them on their way. It's a large production process, but it's fun. I enjoy it. Anybody else?
How do you see, in terms of your capacity, if it grows? So if you get, this order for, say, 100% double what your existing volume is, how do you manage that from you just described the process in your kitchen? That's not going to happen.
No.
So how do you foresee that in terms of unfolding?
So another part with my speech, I originally was going to add into what I planned on doing with the money. I want to rent a commercial kitchen space. I'd like to do that maybe once or twice a month, but that would give me the space and the ability to create the volume of products that I need. And it would also give me a lot more time to promote my business, go to events, get out there and meet more people and try and get my business more recognized so I can have that high volume of products. Okay, anybody else?
So what's a milestone for you? What does that mean for you in success?
So from the beginning, a milestone for me was just jumping headfirst into this and learning as I went. It was also sharing my extremely painful story from my acne and eczema that I had for years and struggled with for so long. I lost all my confidence, actually, and it took me a long time to get back to this point, so that alone is a milestone. And going forward, a huge milestone is I want to create something that gives other people that confidence back, because I know how hard it is. Sorry, guys, to not feel confident to leave the house and to have to wear makeup and to know that it's making your skin worse and not knowing what to do. And a milestone for me would be able to reach a huge demographic where I could give that to other people, get that paid advertising and get out there and help other people with that problem.
What role does technology play as you scale?
So the whole paid advertising thing, that's what I keep going back to because I've looked into it, and there's a few other companies that have been started before my business, obviously, and they're doing really well, but I see their ads on Instagram, Facebook, they're everywhere. And as far as technology goes, I think the advertising and internet is a huge thing that's really going to boost my business. As far as like equipment technology-wise, if I get the industrial kitchen, they'll have everything I need there, which is great. So that's kind of all I have foreseen so far, making the most of it.
Okay. Let me try a quick question.
Okay.
So tell us about competition.
Okay, so a lot of the competition that I deal with is obviously bigger name brands. And one of the things that I find their issue is all of their stuff smells like beef. And I've had so many people come to me and be like, oh my God, your stuff does not smell like beef. I love it. So that's what sets us apart. Okay.
Oh, thank you so much. Who else has beef smelling skincare at home? I, for one, did not know that was a thing, so at least I can leave a little bit educated. Another one of our sponsors for tonight's event is the Chilliwack Economic Partner Corporation. They often go by the acronym of SEPCO. And SEPCO is a proud sponsor of our live pitch event. They actively support the success and sustainability of local businesses and entrepreneurs. As Chilliwack's dedicated economic development organization, SEPCO works to attract, retain, and expand businesses, fostering a vibrant and diverse local economy. Through partnerships, strategic planning, and community-focused initiatives, SEPCO is committed to helping small businesses and startups access the resources that they need to thrive. And Nettie Tam, one of our esteemed judges, is the business development manager there. And I have a quote here from Brian Coombs, who is the president of SEPCO, which is excessively long. I mean, I'm sorry in advance. Entrepreneurs like you are a vital part of the economy in Chilliwack and the Fraser Valley, and each of you has a different story to tell. I'm sure you have also have many similarities into what has motivated you to take the leap of faith to own your own business. To be a successful entrepreneur, you need to be a leader and creative visionary that focuses on what is possible, not the inevitable challenges that will come your way. There will even be times where you may need to take calculated risks. Stay committed to working hard even when people have time off to relax. There is no such thing as a 7.5-hour workday when you are building a successful business. Each of you deserves to be celebrated for your willingness to pursue your business ownership dreams. We need people like you in our community, and thank you for all you do. Okay, I take it back. That was very nice. So next up, please join me in welcoming Katie to the stage.
Good evening. My name is Katie Skouditis, and I'm here today to share my vision for a transformative approach to lasting weight loss that goes beyond diets and pharmaceuticals. My hypnotherapy business addresses the subconscious root causes of weight gain and unhealthy habits, offering a mindset-first solution. So when my brother faced quite severe challenges, I couldn't help him at the time. And after he passed away, I was determined to learn how to help others. So this led me towards a journey, and I got to hypnosis and working with the subconscious mind, and I found that the most effective. So now, as an empathetic and driven hypnotherapist, I've discovered a unique approach to sustainable weight loss that addresses the emotional and mental roots of unwanted behaviors. So in 2022, 30% of Canadians were considered obese, and obesity is one of the country's biggest health problems and a growing concern. And by 2030, approximately 35% of Canadian adults will be obese. And today, there's more diets and gyms and pharmaceuticals available than ever before to aid with weight loss. But at the same time, the number of people struggling with obesity is growing. So Canada's weight loss industry is saturated with diets that don't work. And my challenge now is to stand out and demonstrate that my mindset-first approach to transformative change, it works because it addresses the root cause of struggles. So, at 209 pounds, my client Vicky, who is here with us tonight, struggled with emotional eating and yo-yo dieting and deeply ingrained self-defeating beliefs like, I can't do this, I'll always fail. And through the trial run of my Dietless Life program, she uncovered the subconscious root cause of her setbacks and reprogrammed her mind with empowering beliefs. And this mindset transformed her relationship with food, but with herself. And so following the program's principles, Vicky not only lost 6 pounds during the program, but it sustained her progress, achieving a total weight loss of 29 pounds by a year later. So this success highlights the power of working with the subconscious mind for lasting change. So here are my services that I help people with. So the way I do that is by doing group programs, working with clients one-to-one as well, and workshops. And very soon, clients will be able to access ongoing support through a private membership and through self-led online courses and more targeted hypnosis audios for different challenges like depression, anxiety, and quitting smoking. So my timeline for year one is divided into 4 phases. Phase 1 started last night, where I ran my first event to create awareness for my programs. And through December, I'll build more awareness with a content-driven social media campaign, email marketing, webinars, and networking. And then phase 2 emphasis are really on attracting one-to-one clients, like updating my website with testimonials and launching a Google Ads and an SEO strategy. Then phase 2 introduces a second group program, my exclusive membership, workshops, and social media ads. And then phase 4 expands into the third group program, more workshops, and the introduction of passive income streams like self-led courses and hypnosis audios. So my year one revenue goal is $73,000, and that's really driven by a mix of group programs, workshops, one-on-one coaching, and passive income streams. So that's really to ensure a diversified and maintainable income. And then the revenue will grow over the next 2 years as I expand the number of people in my group programs and in my membership, and as I create more workshops and run more online courses and targeted hypnosis audios. Expenses-wise, I've already invested just over $6,000, which covered training and website fees and insurance. And my expected expenses are around $17,000 to include the workshop costs, marketing, and SEO expenses. And my overheads are pretty low because most of my work is done online. So I do project a net profit of $49,000 in year one, really ensuring a strong foundation for growth in years 2 and 3. With regards to the prize money, I would like to invest into helping with marketing and growing awareness. So it's really about focusing on getting more one-to-one clients and increasing visibility across the Lower Mainland. So this will include updating my website and incorporating professionally edited video testimonials to build trust and credibility. And then I'll invest in SEO to optimize my site for Google searches, ensuring that people can find me. And I'll hire a specialist to help with a Google Ads campaign. So the plan is to really have a professional online presence to drive organic traffic and convert visitors into clients, and to get my services out to the community to be able to help as many people as possible. So thank you for your attention. Any questions?
Yeah, sure. Just there was a price or a projection there for expenses for one-on-one office rental. It seemed low. Can you explain that?
Well, around 3/4 of the clients I work with online. But sometimes individual clients prefer to meet me in person. So there is a space that I rent at the Co in Chilliwack, and I just pay for like a couple of hour rental fee when needed. Okay. So most of them are online though.
How do you see, in terms of growing, if you reach a certain capacity in terms of some of your clinic work, if the demand is there, how do you plan to expand that?
Well, from my revenue, where it grows is the number of people I work with one-to-one will kind of stay the same, but the growth will come into bringing more people into the group programs and more people doing the self-led courses, because then I'll be able to reach more people that way. And then eventually I'd like to grow the team so that I've got maybe more experts coming to my group programs. Once we've worked with the mind, then we can bring in like dietitians, personal trainers, and maybe have a team to help with running the programs and social media and things like that.
Hi, Katie. And your content, your workshops, you set up primarily online?
Yes, so I've got my first one actually on Sunday evening. If anyone's interested, it's Overcoming Sugar Cravings.
Okay.
And I'll make them into live ones too.
Yeah. And are they synchronous or, as you scale up, going to be asynchronous? So how many are recorded, or do you plan to be in person live every time for all of your sessions?
They will be, the workshops that I plan to do live will be live. However, I will record them and they will become self-led courses.
So up till now, how much content have you created?
So we've got the Dietless Life program, the Overcoming Sugar Cravings I'm doing. I've created a course on overcoming self-sabotage, goal setting, building confidence.
And what's the length? I know because I develop some content myself for my classes, though. It takes quite a bit of time to do that. So
Yes.
how do you plan to scale it up?
So it does take quite a bit of time, but it's trial and error. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do for Sunday's sugar craving workshop, but I have the ideas. So I work quite well under pressure. So I'll just put it together and make it bigger as I go. But that's the way that I seem to work best. I've got all the ideas. It's just, but yeah, it does take time, and I get through it. Right, Meiserman, right?
Just a question on the self-led courses for things like this. Can you explain, because that seems to be where your growth would come as you scale. Can you explain sort of your market research on having things like this self-led? Like, what's the success of this type of thing being self-led?
Well, it's good that you mentioned that. That is one of the key things about the market is getting... So there's a lot of competitors out there that do it one-on-one, and they have courses and self-led stuff. The issue is people having the commitment to follow through to the end. So there's better commitment if I can do it in person, but traditionally in the wellness industry, there tends to be a lot of people that sign up for something and then they can drop off. So I'm going to have incentives and things to keep them going throughout the thing if they need to try and keep the accountability high throughout the programs. So it's different touch points and incentives. And
I think I heard you mention hypnosis somewhere in there. So
Yes.
how does that play into the self-led or even the online stuff? Does that work?
So the part of the process is using hypnosis to tap into the subconscious mind to find the root cause of where things came from. I can do that live or in a group, or you can actually have a pre-recorded thing that you can listen to, and you'll still come up with the answers. It will still work. And so then the second part of it is reprogram the mind with positive suggestions through hypnosis. So that's a recording, an audio that can be listened to reprogram the mind.
Thank you.
How do you compete with all of the other people online?
Well, I think I'm going to start to get the foundation right and start with local, really, really focus on the local market. And really using testimonials from real life examples of people that have had the results and spread that message to really stand out that it's about the mind first. Okay, thank you.
We have to keep it fair. It has to be a hard 5 minutes. Thank you, Katie, so much. Our next sponsor is Cowork Chilliwack. Can I have a show of hands? Who's been to Cowork before? That's the space that we're in right now. All right, good. So welcome to all of our first-time visitors. I hope you were blown away by what this space has to offer. Cowork Chilliwack is excited to sponsor the live pitch event, supporting the next wave of local entrepreneurs with a dynamic, collaborative workspace right here in Chilliwack. It is a hub for freelancers, remote workers, and small business owners. Cowork Chilliwack offers flexible office solutions and a community-driven environment perfect for growing ideas and businesses. It's more than just a workspace. Cowork Chilliwack fosters connections, collaboration, and innovation among local professionals. We are grateful for their support in sharing their space with us tonight. Tim McAlpine, the founder of Currency Marketing and Cowork Chilliwack, and our fearless tech leader that you can see through the window. Yep. He's the one that keeps us all on track and on time and all of our microphones working. He has this advice to offer for startup. Spend time working on your business, not just in your business. It's extremely hard to look beyond the work that has to be done today, but it's so important to look up and see how you can improve processes and imagine where you want to go in the future. Don't fixate on scale. There's nothing wrong with being choosy and keeping things small. Adding more employees and taking on debt for growth's sake is not a guarantee for success. Ooh, that was good, Tim. Oh my goodness. I have to do 2 in a row. 89.5 JR Country. Woo. I'm just saying that because I work there. Brings the heart of country music and community connection to Chilliwack and beyond. We are a local radio station, and JR Country is dedicated to supporting small businesses and entrepreneurs by amplifying their stories and being able to connect them with community. We have a strong community presence and a loyal listener base. JR Country is able to help local businesses reach new audiences and foster local pride. And my advice to our entrepreneurs tonight, or really anyone trying to build a successful business, is to find a team of people that you can rely on to help you with all aspects of your business. From accounting to insurance to marketing, people need people. You need a team to help elevate your idea into a successful brand. And now, please join me in welcoming our next entrepreneur to the stage, Jen. Okay.
Good evening. My name is Jen Bratton. I am the creator of Sproutkins, a parent of 2 young daughters, and a registered sign language interpreter focusing in the educational setting. What if you could give your child a superpower? Imagine that they had the ability to name their emotions, to confront challenges, and connect with others, building emotionally intelligent adults of tomorrow. I just wanted you to take a look at this stat for a second. 70% of adults with mental health challenges started to experience those in childhood and are still dealing with it today. Many people think that emotional intelligence is something that you inherit, that you're either born with or you don't have. But that's not true. It's something that is learned, that needs to be nurtured, developed throughout childhood into adulthood. This is where Sproutkins comes into play. Sproutkins is a soft, cuddly stuffed animal with 6 mini emotions that go along with the foundational emotions that we experience. As cute as they are, the real treasure of Sproutkins is actually the resources that come alongside it. Because we understand that it's the people in and around a child's life that have a huge impact on who they become later on. Through development of guidebooks, resources, vlogs, and blogs, connecting with professionals, parents, and those who are struggling to understand emotions, that's where the real value is with Sproutkins. And this is how we're going to do it. In a matter of 8 short weeks, when I first had this idea, we've created a prototype. From this point until the beginning of 2025, we're going to be focusing on the content, because as I stated, that's where the real important piece to our business is. I'm going to be getting out samples to a variety of people who I have identified in our target market so that they can use them in their professional fields as well as personal lives, collect that data, make any tweaks to the prototype that we may need, and get to work building our brand. Working with professionals to create the resources that will go online, as well as creating the brand. Who are we? At this point, I need to create the brand identity and create a trust for people looking at who we are. The The goal is to officially launch in June of 2025 at various children's festivals around the Lower Mainland as well as the interior. And from that point, look at trade shows and different events that focus on the well-being and health of children. Now, you may look at this as conservative, and yes, I agree. 100 units in year one is not a lot. However, we want to focus on networking, creating connections with key players and stakeholders who are going to then take our products and take them to their audiences. So for year one, it's all about networking. It's all about the people that we can meet. How many people can I have meetings with and show them who we are and what we're about? In year two, we're going to look at a 300% increase over sales from year one and carry on like a snowball and just go forward and forward. Just to start up my business, this is what I'm looking at. With the prize money, there's two key pieces that I see as being how I would use the money. The first being third-party testing. We want to ensure that our products follow the safety and safety guidelines and regulations for retail market. The other is to purchase raw material and create the finished products to about 80% of our first year goal. But the true investment for Sproutkins lies in the impact that it will have on the next generation. Let's embrace your child's emotions as though they were a friend. Thank you.
How would you spend the $5,000?
So the main part would be the third-party testing, because we want to make sure that these are going into the hands of young children. So to ensure that we are certified through safety as well as the design piece, that would be the first one. As well as being a product-based business, inventory is key. It's all about managing your inventory, and so the other piece of the prize money would be used to create that first go of products for market.
Where are you getting your products from?
So the first second 2 years, I'm looking at having them done locally, hiring, subcontracting local talent to produce our products. With the prototype, there's a pattern that's being created. And so keeping it local for the first 2 years until it makes sense to move it overseas or somewhere else. That's going to help with obviously cutting costs. But at this point, it doesn't make sense.
Can I just add on to that? Sorry. So when you say keeping it local, can you just qualify that?
So hiring people in the Lower Mainland who will be able to sew the final products.
A couple questions. Is there competition for something like this?
Yes and no. No, because there hasn't been a company that has taken a plushie or a stuffed animal and combined it with changing emotions. So as you can see, there's the ability to take one heart and put it into the other. And so no, in that regard. There's a lot of technology. There's a lot of apps. There's a lot of websites for social emotional learning or stuffed animals, but nothing that combines it.
Just looking at your projections, what are you going to do if this blows up? Like, what if 1 million people want this?
Oh, that's a really good problem to have. So the reason in year 3, I'm looking at about 500 units. Once I get to the point of needing 500 units or more, that's when it makes sense to hire overseas or a manufacturer. At that point, I can get the cost down about 45%. But in comparison with such low order quantities to begin with, they're almost on par.
So, as a professor, I'm always thinking about content creation.
Of course.
So, I want to better understand when you will start your online resources and website. Is it in year 1? Is it in year 2? What are the costs? Who will do that content creation for you?
So part of it is going to start right away in 2025. So the focus so far is in the 8 weeks have been create a brand, create a product. There's going to be tweaks made, obviously, because it's a prototype. But I've partnered with, I already have people on board who are going to use Sproutkins in their professional fields and provide me feedback and provide blogs, use Sproutkins in an article, that kind of way. There's also ghostwriting, contracting, clinical counselors, people who are, their audience is children, and use their expertise to then build a resource library for us online.
How do you define success?
Well, a success is being here tonight, quite frankly. To me, success would mean that someone has seen this product, they have used it in their life, and it's made an impact. If that's one person, that to me will be a success. If it blows up, like you said, and it impacts more people and it changes people's lives, the way that they connect with their child, the way their child experiences the day-to-day, that's success to me.
Thank you, Jen.
All right. Thank you very much.
She needs a minute. She has to take all her emotions with her. I think you should leave one up here. Or one should have been up here at the beginning for everybody. Thanks a lot, Jen. That was great. Our next sponsor here is Waterstone Law Group. Waterstone Law Group is a proud sponsor of the Live Pitch event, bringing years of legal expertise and a commitment to supporting local businesses and entrepreneurs. Serving Chilliwack and the surrounding area, Waterstone Law provides practical, client-centered legal advice, specializing in areas crucial to small business success, such as business law, real estate, and estate planning. Their dedicated team understands the unique challenges faced by entrepreneurs and is passionate about helping businesses thrive in our community. Carson Davies, an associate at Waterstone Law Group, has this advice to share. The advice I would give entrepreneurs as they set out on their journey is that it is equally important to know your strengths and weaknesses. Play to your strengths and connect or partner with other individuals who complement your weakness. The planning and strategizing stages are key, but a pillar to success in any business is having a well-planned execution strategy. Very good. And our next sponsor is Trevor O'Rourke from Speak Shop. Trevor O'Rourke is a seasoned communication coach and director of sales with extensive experience in sales, business management, coaching, marketing, and networking. He has a proven track record in hiring and policy development, helping organizations build strong, effective teams. Trevor's expertise spans across various industries where he has consistently driven growth and success through his leadership and coaching skills. Trevor's advice is, own your story, let it shape your brand. Your unique value is what people will connect with. Focus on mastering the basics around preserving that brand experience and adapt relentlessly as the market shifts and turns. Always ask yourself, what do I want customers to feel and think when they experience my business? Keep your story and your why at the heart of your evolving strategy. That is also good advice. So next up to the stage, please join me in welcoming Nazreen.
This is me, a very shy kid who never fit into any sports team in the school. I'm wearing a dress that my mom made it for me. She used to sew a lot. And of course, when it came to her little daughter, she used to go crazy with all the bows and the flowers that she patched to my dresses. This is also me, walking down the runway, showcasing my very first collection in Vancouver Fashion Week. That little shy kid found her confidence and her creative passion in her mom's sewing room. Now I'm a fashion designer and educator. I worked as a product developer in the fashion industry, and I also have 5 years experience in teaching fashion design to youth, teenagers, and adults. When I first moved to Chilliwack, it was very noticeable that this city has a strong focus on sport, with over 20 different sports clubs. But when it comes to art, the options were very limited.
This city has been one of the fastest growing community over the last 5 years in Canada. And with that comes the need to expand the options for our kids and community. So what I'm building here is an after-school fashion design program, a program unlike anything else available in entire South Fraser Valley. In this program that I designed it for youth and teenagers, the students will learn how to find inspirations in their surrounding, how to sketch their idea. They will learn about different types of fabrics, garment construction. At the end of each program, all the students gonna have a complete portfolio of their work that whether they wanna pursue fashion in the future or no, this is a good highlight for their resume to show off the skills they learned. To get this idea off the ground, I reached out to the Cultural Center and the local schools to partner up with them. They liked the idea, and currently I'm discussing a pilot program with the Cultural Center that will start in early 2025. So my soft launch will be at the Cultural Center with one-day workshops in January. After that, I will run a 10-day camp during the spring break, and after completing the camp, the very first term will start. Each term has 10 sessions, and it will run 1.5 hours per week. I'm also working on a deal with the Fabric Land to provide fabric and notions for my students with discount. I'm also reaching out to local photographers and makeup artists, and that's because I'm planning to have a professional photo shoot at the end of each term for my students to wear the design they made, take a good picture, add it to their portfolio. These are some of my former students, by the way. So what I'm building here is not just another after-school program. What I'm trying to truly build is a space where the students have a chance to express themselves through art and design. So I would love to work with the city and the Cultural Center to produce a yearly fashion show here. For those students who completed the whole program, have a chance to show off the collection, walk the runway, find the confidence the way I did, and walk the runway in front of the community and the parents. Chilliwack Fashion Week, why not? Now let's talk about the financials. As I said, each term has 10 sessions. There is going to be 8 students in each class. In my soft launch, when I only have one class, my gross revenue per term will be $4,000. My plan for the whole first year is offering this class in various locations, making it accessible for students from different neighborhoods. So with having more schools participating in the program and having at least 4 classes per term, my gross revenue at the end of the year goes up to $64,000, plus I will run camp and workshops during the year as well. So it's essential for me to own my tools and equipment to be able to run this program in different locations. And this is where I need to spend this fund for, buying sewing machines, tools, and all the equipments I need. In the second year, though, I am planning to rent my dedicated space. And that means hiring local staff, expanding my classes, having classes for adults as well. And my long-term goal is creating an accredited course that gives credit to those high school students who completed my program. Chilliwack, get ready for the new generation of the designers. Thank you. Thank you.
Did you design the outfit you're wearing right now?
That was the only question I wasn't ready for, but yes.
Well, it's lovely.
I have no choice because people ask, I have to.
How will you spend the $5,000 if you?
How I'm gonna, sorry?
What is your idea for the $5,000?
Yes, as I mentioned, I have to offer this class in different locations. So I want to go there with my equipment. So I have to spend it on sewing machine, scissors, and all the tools I need. Did I answer the question correctly? Okay.
How do you define success?
Success. Well, business-wise, I want to hit my target, which at the end of the year, I want to have at least 4 classes per term, and that means having reached out to as many schools as I can. But from my heart, I actually want to create a space that the students can feel the way I felt about art. I want them, if they can't fit into those like sports team, I want them to have a space that they can express their individuality through my program. That's the success for me.
Okay. Nasreen, you mentioned that you might be able to offer these classes in school settings. Mm-hmm. So what is the process like to get into a school to teach as an external person? Can you tell us something about that process?
Of course. I already reached out to schools and I offer this as an after-school program. So it's a unique program that the schools, they already don't have it. For example, imagine high secondary school, they're focused on art. So they're actually really open to this idea because it's a unique idea for them. And it will be, I'm using their facility and I'm offering this as an after-school class.
Okay. Can you tell us something about your 5 years of teaching experience? Was that with children, with adults, a mix? And what kind of courses or workshops did you teach?
Yes, I was actually lucky that I worked for a similar model business in Vancouver, that they had variety of the classes for youth, starting from 8-year-old all the way to adult. And then I had the experience to teach all of those classes. It was basic sewing, but I also introduced the fashion design program for teenagers that they wanted to apply for fashion schools in the university.
So you said you have partnerships with the schools as far as an after-school program. Who's paying for this?
Well, it's a mutual beneficial what I'm trying to build with them. So for example, for the cultural center, I'm bringing foot traffic for them, especially that they mentioned that recently their enrollment decreased. And for the schools, I'm using their facility and I'm bringing again a new program for their students.
So is it free to the students or they have to pay?
For the students, they have to pay, yes. But for me and the partner, which is the school, it's a mutual beneficial for both of us. Did I answer the question?
Well, so so the student pays, mm-hmm. And who do they pay? You and the school, or just you, or?
They will pay me, and it's an advertisement for the school that they're offering something unique to their students.
That answers it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to add to Danielle's question is, how does in terms of the fees with your program compare to sports?
It's a little bit hard to compare my program to sports. It's a totally different
In terms
thing.
of tuition or the fees?
Yes, totally. So I looked at the most popular sports here in Chilliwack, which is hockey. Hockey ranges something between $500 to $1,000 for a season, and that's even before buying the equipment. So mine is somewhere in the middle, way cheaper than hockey.
What's your capacity here? Like, how do you grow beyond you doing everything?
That's my long-term plan for year 2. I would love to have my own space, and that means expanding the classes. Then I will hire local staff to have multiple classes at the same time. But yes, I can't do without the help when I have my own studio.
Oh, goodness. Here we go. So our next sponsor here is Growing Biz. Sue of Growing Biz is a valued sponsor for our live pitch event and a trusted resource for entrepreneurs in the Valley and beyond who are looking to build a strong online presence. Specializing in website design and digital consulting, Growing Biz helps small-town businesses connect with broader audiences and grow through effective online strategies. They understand the unique needs of local business owners and provide personalized service to help entrepreneurs succeed in today's digital world. Sue's advice is the keys to business success in her mind are the following. Give customers what they want. In other words, deliver on your promises. Exceed their expectations. Give them more than what they expect by delivering quality work or products on deadline and before, ideally. Treat them like they are special because they are. And if you don't, your competition will. Oof. Sue, okay. MNP Chilliwack. MNP is a trusted local firm in Chilliwack offering accounting, tax, and business consulting services to support both businesses and individuals. MNP helps clients with everything from everyday bookkeeping to navigating complex financial decisions. Their team is well versed in the needs of Chilliwack businesses, whether in agriculture, construction, real estate, or professional services. Everyone needs an accountant, guys. MNP is deeply committed to local success, providing guidance tailored to the unique challenges and opportunities facing businesses in our area. Brad's advice for entrepreneurs in the Fraser Valley is this: persistence and adaptability are key. Challenges are inevitable, especially during these changing economic times, so stay resilient. Learn from failures and keep adapting to the environment around you. Work towards surrounding yourself with a supportive network of other Valley small businesses, including mentors, advisors, and peers who can offer guidance and strategic visions applied to our community. So thank you, MNP. And please join me in welcoming our next presenter to the stage, Jennifer.
Good evening. I'm Jennifer Mack, founder of interior design business Abide Studio, and I'm excited to share with you what I've been working on for the last 4 months. For me, interior design isn't just about aesthetics. It should nurture, inspire, and elevate our everyday experience. This is why I started Abide Studio, not just to create beautiful interiors, but to make a tangible difference in people's lives. Let's start with a quick exercise. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture yourself sitting at your dining room table. What kind of table is it? Can you smell the delicious meal in front of you? Can you feel the weight of the silverware in your hands? Okay, now open your eyes. Is this the table that you had pictured? This table, along with the house that was built for them, belongs to a family in Mexico who was previously homeless. So how does this relate to my interior design business? I'll go back to that in a moment. I offer a comprehensive range of design services, from space planning a workplace to optimize your workflow, all the way through to selecting the toss cushion you rest your head on while you watch your favorite Netflix show. But I believe that interior design business can be bigger than just aesthetics and function. That's why a portion of my revenue goes to charities that support underprivileged communities like this one in Mexico. The demand for interior design is growing, especially since the pandemic. As more people work from home, houses need to be multifunctional and businesses need to support hybrid-friendly models. My services can help with both. Consumers are also more conscious of how they are spending their money and want to support small business. And millennials, now the largest consumer group, are willing to spend more at companies with social impact. Now back to that dining table. The cost to build this home on the right was $15,000 and could be funded from design revenue from projects like the one on the left. This is the business model I'm building. Beautiful design, but with purpose. In fact, Abide Studio is the only design firm in the Lower Mainland doing this. But like any of these startups you've heard about tonight, there are challenges. My market research has shown that interior design is widely still thought of as a luxury service, with little understanding of how it extends beyond beauty. I make design accessible by customizing our services to client needs and focusing on the importance of value and function, while showing my clients that supporting a business with heart adds a layer of meaning to their projects. I also know that getting my brand into the world and reaching new clients is crucial. Through 14 years in the industry, I've built a network of trusted contractors and suppliers to create a seamless experience for my clients. I leverage client referrals and my charitable efforts to engage new leads. So since July, Abide Studio has grown steadily from 1 to 5 clients. I offer hourly service packages via tailored fee proposals for each client. This way, our clients know exactly what they're paying for and how they're supporting others at the same time. And looking ahead, I'm projecting a net profit of $60,000 for year 1, with an average project revenue of $15,000, which by industry standards is very conservative. I've kept my startup costs very low at just around $1,300 by a home-based business model to initially cover things like software, insurance, a business license, and business cards. As I scale, I'm prepared that I will need to spend more money on marketing and software while still continuing to meet my minimum 10% charitable giving goal. If I'm fortunate enough to win the $5,000 tonight, I plan to use it for 4 key investments. First, I'd hire a professional photographer to showcase my work, which will expand my marketing and website reach. Second, I'll bring in an accountant to maximize my resources and ensure best financial decisions for sustainable growth. Third, I will level up my skills by taking a 3D design course so that I can provide my clients with visualizations of their space before they build. And most importantly, I will dedicate $500 to kickstart my charitable giving campaign. Abide Studio is more than just interior design. I'm here to build better lives for my clients and for those in need. My goal is to expand my reach and increase my impact, one thoughtfully designed space at a time. Thank you for your consideration. I'm excited for the opportunity to grow and would be honored to have your support.
I beat you. Do you have any formal design education?
Yes, I did 4 years of design at BCIT.
Okay.
Can you tell us about your plans for scaling beyond the work that you would do individually?
Yes. So there's several opportunities for that. The first of them being that a lot of interior design companies end up selling product, and they can do that online or in a virtual space or in a storefront. Hiring employees would be another one. And then additionally, doing virtual consulting online through websites like The Expert that specialize in that, specifically for interior design. And also contracting out work is another opportunity as well.
Jennifer, adding to that question, where do you see yourself in 3 years?
In 3 years, yeah. I'd like to have a steady income, obviously. I think that's everyone's in for that. But I'd also like to be able to actually have that 10% increase to at least 12% if I can. So my goal in general is to kind of up my giving back as much as I possibly can through the course of the business model. So.
What challenges have you faced so far, and how did you solve them?
Yeah, so a couple that I alluded to is that interior design is often seen as a luxury service and not something that people can afford. So it's really finding out from your clients, okay, what's the problem we're trying to solve? How can we do that? What's your budget like? And what kind of services can I provide you that will get you to that point where you feel comfortable and you're not overstretched in your budget? So that's probably the biggest one, I would say.
You mentioned you would take an interior design, like a 3D course with the prize money.
Yeah.
So how are you demonstrating to your clients now what their space is going to look like without that tool?
So there's a comprehensive design package. So we do elevations of every single wall in your house. And right now I'm rendering them all by hand in 2D. On using software, but just presenting them in a 2D way so they get it. But 3D is always, for people especially that have a hard time visualizing, is a lot easier for them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You mentioned the luxury service. Like, how are you going to stay competitive with pricing? Does that just mean you're just less profitable because you're giving some away?
Yes. The other part of that is potentially going into multifamily development where you can do more projects at a lower rate. So to try and kind of boost more projects. And then also some of those really large projects, like a really large custom home that would be upwards of $50,000 to design, would kind of offset some of those lower costs. But I do want to stay accessible for people and not just be in that luxury market like a lot of other interior design companies are.
What would be your competitive advantage? And can you maybe, based on that, expand on that 10% in terms of your social model?
Yeah, so if I understand, I would say that because no one else has this model, that would be the edge is showing people how if they design yes, they might be designing a luxury home, but they have that opportunity where they don't actually have to donate the money because I'm doing it, but they're still getting to make an impact in the world based on their project, and they can buy into that, and potentially they can see the home that's built for the family that they've designed their house around. So, okay.
Yeah, you touched on how you'd spend the money. Can you just go into more about your sort of long-term marketing plan?
Yeah. So basically, my first thing next year that I'd like to do is to partner with developers that work into multifamily housing, and then definitely need to amp up my social media and website content. So that's where the photography comes in. I have worked in the industry, but I can't use any of the pictures that I have from previous projects because they're copyright to those employers that I worked for. So getting that up and going is probably the number one key, because people want to see what you've done in the past. And then attending network events to kind of get more contacts going, and then also applying for design awards also would help. So that gets you exposure in magazines like Western Living, where people see you're more visible, or House and Home. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jennifer. Nicola Bullock, who is really one of the driving forces behind this event tonight and what happens at Community Futures. So thank you. You're often behind the scenes, but I'm going to read this long, lavish information about you, so soak it in. Nicola Bullock is a seasoned entrepreneur and somatic coach with over 20 years of experience in leadership development and strategic planning. She specializes in guiding individuals to build businesses that align with their personal values and visions, emphasizing the importance of integrating personal fulfillment with professional success. Through her programs such as Vision, Nikki assists clients in creating intentional business strategies that reflect their highest aspirations. Her approach combines somatic experiencing with practical business tactics, aiming to foster joy, ease, and impactful financial incomes for her clients. Nicola says, if I had to give you 2 pieces of advice as you begin your journey as an entrepreneur, it would be to develop your intuition. There's a lot of noise in the entrepreneurial space, but your intuition knows the path that is best for you and for the vision that you hold for your life. And never underestimate the power of surrounding yourself with people who believe in you. Oof, that's good. And our last sponsor mention for tonight is Slay Socials. Slay Socials is a dynamic force in social media strategy and content creation tailored for growing businesses. A proud sponsor of our live pitch event, Slay Socials, aka Lindsay, who unfortunately couldn't be with us tonight. She specializes in helping entrepreneurs amplify their brand through customized social media strategies and hands-on support. With a deep understanding of the unique challenges and opportunities that small-town businesses face, Lindsay empowers local businesses to thrive online, connecting them with their community and beyond. And Lindsay's advice, start, pivot, keep going, pivot again, and believe in you. When things get rocky, never forget your why and stay the course. Pivot as many times as you need to, but always believe in you. And yeah, that deserves a round of applause. That's good advice. And with that, we're going to bring our last entrepreneur to the stage. Oh, jokes, you guys were done. Listen, I'm a little disappointed how smoothly it went because I have a whole page of jokes I was going to use that's actually called filler. So I'm really proud, so you guys are going to get one. What kind of pants does a psychic wear? Paranormal pants? Duh. Okay, well, I laughed really hard at that this morning. I was quite pleased with myself. So we are all finished. Congratulations. All of our finalists are up there. Congratulations, you guys. It's over. You can breathe a sigh of relief. You all did wonderful. So thank you for joining us in fostering this space and the innovation and being able to support entrepreneurship in our region. One quick mention. Who has their People's Choice ballot? I know y'all want some food and a drink, so make your choice. This is your choice for who you think should win our People's Choice prize. That's also listed in the package. So Nikki's going to be standing up at the front door right here. So you cannot leave until you hand that over to her. We also have some pens. We have 3, so I will sell these to you. Perfect. We will get some pens and pass them around, and then you have 30 minutes. So Fresh Impressions Catering has been preparing some appetizers. Grab a drink. I'd also love to encourage you to go and talk to our entrepreneurs, not just the ones that presented tonight, but all 15 of them that went through the program. I think Nicole said most of them are here tonight. So take a few minutes. It's been quite a journey. And then we're going to come back in 30 minutes and we're going to find out who won. Okay, we are ready to get started. Look, guys, we didn't stay on time. We're a minute past when we should have started. So I know the joke that took up the minute. That's okay. I'll take the hit on that one. So we hope you all had a chance to enjoy some of the delicious food and a drink. Thanks again to Fresh Impressions Catering. We're not going to talk a whole bunch because we want to know who the winners are. So I have the pleasure of announcing the People's Choice Award. And just a quick recap here, the People's Choice Award winner receives a $750 cash prize, 1 session with MNP, and headshots from Jeet at Urban Fig Photography. So great to kind of boost your business to start it up. So, okay, here we go. The winner of the People's Choice Award is Jennifer Bratton from Sprout & Co. Congratulations. Are we taking her? Good, thank you. Yeah, congratulations. Oh, you should. Yeah, you should do a speech. I don't know. We're making it up as we go here. I don't know.
Congratulations.
Yes.
There should be like music.
I know.
Would you like to say anything?
We need fanfare.
You want to say thanks to all your
Yes, they got some
famous
pictures.
people?
I just want to thank everybody who's been a part of this journey, family, friends, people at Community Futures as well. I never viewed myself as an entrepreneur, and I'm still struggling to identify myself as an entrepreneur. But since this experience, I'm going to take this company and run with it, see where it goes. So thank you, everyone.
You're up. I'm going to move this.
Okay, this is so exciting. So before we get to the grand prize, because, we have to wait just a little bit longer, I need to say thank you to a bunch of people that have really helped out here. So I'm going to start with my judges. I've really appreciated the time and the commitment that you've made. I had Nettie and Danielle and John and myself working with all 15 entrepreneurs about 2 weeks ago. And so I just really have appreciated the time and effort that you've put into it, and the wisdom that you've brought to the table has been invaluable. So thank you also to our 2 new guest judges that we had tonight, Kirk and Rocio, for just jumping in and not knowing any backstory and asking great questions and providing valuable feedback in the room. So deliberating was a little messy back there. They were fighting and there was really struggling. So I would like to present you all with a bouquet of flowers. Daisy. Thank you. And these are flowers from Fairfield Flowers. There you go. Yes. Well, hold that thought, because I also want to say thank you very much to Sarah. So jumping in tonight, being our MC this evening, bringing some fresh face and entertainment and
Nice.
good
Thank
jokes.
you. Yeah, thank you.
Classic, really classic
Nice.
dad
Thank you.
jokes. So, wait, what color did you get? Okay, let's
Oh, yes.
change it up.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. And I think I have 2 more to give out. So my 2 main squeezes at Community Futures these days, it feels we do a lot of different programs together, and I'm just really grateful for the time and effort that you put into all of our to all of our entrepreneurs. I know there's a lot of extra time and a lot of extra things that are going on. So thank you both, Daisy and Nikki, for all of the effort that you put here. Thank you. Daisy's leaving us for a month. And finally, as part of our team at Community Futures, and the person that has created the pitch deck tonight, she created the Mentor Lab logo, the Startup Challenge logo, and your entire booklet this evening. Our team member, Julia, who's hanging out in the back there. And we couldn't do this without all of the work and effort that you have put into this. So thank you so much. Right there. Okay. Here we go. All right, here we go. I'm so excited to, you heard about all of our sponsors tonight, and I just want to kind of throw out a little bit about what they're giving us. So we have a $5,000 cash prize, a 3-month radio campaign on 89.5 JR Country. This is the grand prize, by the way. An incorporation package from Waterstone Law Group, 3 months hot desk here at Cowork Chilliwack, 10 hours of web design support from Growing Biz, a 1-hour branding photo shoot with Slay Socials, 1 session with Myers Norris Penny, 1-year Chamber of Commerce membership, headshots from Urban Fig Photography, and 4 hours of consulting with Chilliwack Bookkeeping. So a full package that's really going to make sure that our entrepreneurs get started in the right way, in a good way. So we probably don't have to wait any longer. Are you ready? All right. So the winner of the Startup Challenge and the grand prize, and really this was based on viability and getting to market as quickly as possible. I would say that every entrepreneur that was out here today did an amazing job, and the deliberation was very difficult. We were trying to key in on how we could get a person to market as quick as possible, and that was going to have the biggest impact on getting their business into the market. So, the winner today is Jennifer Mack. And Abide Design Studio. And $5,000. Thank you. All right, we'll take some photos. I'll put this down. Thanks, Nettie. Got it, Nikki? She's coming.
Keep smiling. Keep smiling.
Awesome. All right.
I feel like this part's a bit more nerve-wracking than the whole other part of it. I just wanted to thank my family so much for coming, and this has meant so much to me because, again, I never thought of myself as an entrepreneur, but this journey has meant a lot, and the program that Community Futures has put on has helped me leaps and bounds with every aspect of it, so I'm so grateful for that as well, and thank you so much for supporting me, and I'm really looking forward to giving back and just building this business, so appreciate it.
I would love to finish. I'm gonna. And now I have 17 more jokes. No, I'm kidding. It's past her bedtime. Just thank you all so much for being here, even just taking your time out to come tonight. Everyone has really busy lives, but you chose to be here with us tonight, and that's really special. Also, shout out to our 40 online viewers. Somebody was blowing up the comments, so 40 extra people. It really goes to show how valuable local business and entrepreneurship in Chilliwack is. So thank you all so much for doing your part. And that's a wrap for the Startup Challenge. So thank you everyone for coming. I think there's maybe a little bit of food and possibly a few drinks left kicking around. So if you'd like to stay and enjoy those, please do so. Or take it with you, a little snack for the ride.